Canadian postgraduate residency programs can now enter and record progress of their residents through the Royal College's stages of training, as well as enter Competence Committee meeting outcomes and decisions using the Competency Review feature. Programs can update a resident's stages of training, as well as enter a resident's status and associated actions and feedback at a Competence Committee meeting. Programs can also view all previously entered updates. This feature can be viewed and edited by administrators or faculty with the correct permissions, and you can see this page under Reports and then Competency Review. This is not available to mentors or learners, and they will not see this page. The learner list on the Competency Review page includes internal learners who are on the Rolodex in that program. There are two key parts when thinking about the Competency Review. First is the setup, and you'll want to tackle this before your first Competency Review meeting so all the features are available and it's clear to the team what steps to take in the system. Feel free to talk to your super administrator or submit a support ticket to the team at 1:45 to have this activated for your program. Once your setup is complete, you can move on to the promotion stage. You'll be able to update the stage of training, enter meeting outcomes or decisions for your learners, and promote them. To set up a learner in their initial stage of training, go to Reports, then Competency Review. The list of learners available here is the same as your Rolodex of internal learners. Click Update on the learner you wish to enter into a stage of training. Select the learner's initial stage of training and the start date of stage and choose Save. For transition to discipline, for example, the start date is likely July 1 of their PGY1 year. The updated date can be set to the current date or the start of the stage, and then choose Save. Once you've entered your learner's stage of training, you're ready to move on to logging a meeting. Click Update next to the learner for whom you'd like to log a meeting outcome. Under Status, select the appropriate status, noting that the associated actions change depending on the status selected. Within each status, multiple actions can be selected at the same time. Status and action are mandatory fields. For example, if you select the status Progressing as Expected, you'll be able to select the action Monitor Learner, give your feedback, update the meeting date, and click on Save. Now, if you look in the history for this learner, you will see the history of what you have just entered. Promoting a learner. When you select the action Promote to Next Stage, you will be able to select the next stage of training as well as a start date for that stage. Please note that if you select this action, the date is a mandatory field. Also, you cannot promote a learner for a future date. It must be today's date or a date in the past. End or withdrawal of training. When a learner withdraws from training, you can choose the status Failure to Progress, and then select Withdraw Training and enter an end date for the current stage of training. When a learner completes their training, you can find End Training under the following statuses: Progress is accelerated, Progressing as expected, and Inactive. Please note that you cannot end training for a learner for a future date. It must be today's date or a date in the past. Please note, in the case of incorrectly entered actions or feedback, only 145 is able to delete status updates, and we will need to delete the status that has an error and everything entered after it. Please feel free to submit a support request with the necessary details, and we would be happy to delete the incorrect information for you.